Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies and gents, it is 12:54 in the AM, not PM. It's not a gas station. And we just wanted to take the time to explain something. We the organization allowed for me to offer a discount to everyone. Like I said, that discount is going to actually hurt us with the amount of people who signed up for it. Um, we're going to be hit pretty hard with what we're doing. What are we doing? Let me move to a different screen so that you guys can have something to look at. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're doing, I have created what's known as a micro trust. Now, what is a micro trust? It is something I created. Of course, it has an arbitration agreement associated with it, but this micro trust is a secret trust. What do I mean by secret? Individuals will receive their declaration of trust, they will receive their certificate of trust, but the trust will not be given out to anyone. The trust is secure. Why is that? Why would somebody do that to a trust? Because you're never supposed to reveal the trust. You see, we're not creating an individual trust for every single person. No, we're taking individuals' properties, their singular property, theirs remains theirs, doesn't go to anybody else, but it goes inside the trust along with everyone else's property. The trust remains secure. The trustee has no authority other than to protect the trust from encroachment. In other words, to protect your property. You always have access to your property. There are several documents you're going to receive, certified documents and notarized documents, that are to be displayed upon request. Now, in creating this trust, we'll also be helping you pay attention to create your decedent in estate. Why? Now, some of you are going to say you've already done this, and we're going to respond, we don't care. We're not worried about what you have already done. We're going to follow the process according to the law. It doesn't matter what you think. I know. You're going to be like, but I know what I'm doing. And we're going to be like, if you knew what you were doing, you wouldn't have come here asking us. So, no, you haven't completed the process because guess what you're still doing? You're still looking for answers. So, we're going to do what we are being hired to do. So, don't interfere. Don't mess with the system. Don't add to it. Whatever you're doing on your own, you do it on your own. Don't add to this. Don't change any words around. Do not mess with the program. If you do that, then so be it. You won't be a part of the program. It really is that simple. We're not doing your routine. We're not doing your program. I know it sounds harsh to some of you, but that's been the problem with everybody. Everybody wants to throw their own mixture into quote unquote somebody else's process. Ladies and gentlemen, the micro trust is specific and designed the way it is designed. Most of the details will be explained. What's the most significant part of the micro trust? Well, what we're trying to get people to understand, the micro trust is a 508 trust. What is a 508 trust? Well, it's known as a faith-based organizational trust. Now, faith-based, is that religion? Are you talking about? No. Let me explain to you about the First Amendment. The First Amendment says Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion. When you get a chance, I want you to go ahead and look up the definition for religion. It is a very interesting point, that definition for religion. You're going to find that there is no definition for religion, it just equates to belief. So, Congress cannot make a law telling you what to believe. Now, we believe, all of us, that we have the right to protect our property, that we have the right to property. We have the right to be secure in our property. possessions, effects, and so forth, homes. We believe that we have that right. Okay, then you have the right to have that belief, and nobody can take that belief away from you. We also believe that the Bill of Rights protects our rights. Okay, you have the right to believe that. You know what else we believe? We believe that Congress at no time had any authority to suspend the Constitution because the First Amendment prohibits them from doing so. To suspend the Constitution would suspend the protections put in place for us, for our freedoms. So, no, they don't have jurisdiction to do that. So, we're creating a trust to protect those rights, not a movement, not creating something new. We're just creating a trust documenting this. Now, because it's based on your belief, no one can challenge it. Why? Because that belief is secure. And under 508, the trust is automatically exempt. I apologize for that. We're going to have a lot of that going on. The trust is automatically exempt. What do you mean automatically exempt? Well, the one thing about this trust and all 508 trusts, you're allowed to pay yourself a salary. The only thing you can't do is record a profit at the end of the year. Yay! So you're going to have a trust for you to do all of your business through from this point forward. You're going to receive the documentation from the Internal Revenue Service. I want you to understand, we don't care whether or not you've already set this up and set that up. This is called a micro trust. Has nothing to do with your trust. This is an irrevocable trust that you are a part of, that your property is embedded in, that your property is protected by. You can set up your living trust, you can set up your grandmama's trust, you can set up your granddad's trust, you can set up your dog's trust, your cat's trust. You can do all kind of trusts all day long. Nobody's stopping you from doing your trust. Okay, we're incorporating you into the micro trust. You'll receive documentation. Many of you who've signed up have already received documentation notifying you, or you will receive it by the 22nd, which is tomorrow. Well, technically it's today, ain't it? Don't worry about what time it is. Ladies and gentlemen, some people are understanding that the $300 ended midnight last evening. Well, last morning. Sorry, not last evening, last morning. Ladies and gentlemen, and they're still trying to manipulate the system and get the package for the discounted price. When they do things like that, we have to refund their monies. That costs us money, so we're blocking individuals automatically. They won't be able to participate in any of our programs from this point forward. It really is that simple. We will not tolerate individuals trying to manipulate us, trying to manipulate the system, trying to get one over on us. That means we won't be able to trust you. It's not a mistake because we told people what the dates were. The only way you even know about the program is from the videos. The only way you even know about the program is from the videos, because the link that's online right now has a different price. So when you are getting it and trying to get it for the discount price, which means that you're trying to mislead us, misrepresent, you're trying to commit fraud against our organization. So we will block you. We will not do any business with you from this point forward. If you are one of our previous members, you are forgetting about the arbitration agreement that's on our website. So you will forfeit any of our assistance from that point forward. We don't have time for those games. There's too much work to be done helping these individuals. Now, we talked about the micro trust. Let's also give you the other item that's added to this system that we are creating. Oh, and I'm sorry if some of you are triggered by the desktop on my tablet, but I like it, and so that's why it's there. Okay, I have to have my movement, and this movement right here, I don't even pay attention to it anymore. I really honestly don't pay attention. I see it every day, all day, but I don't pay attention to it anymore because it's just there. So I don't even notice the different changes of the color and the lighting and all of that, but it's a thing. Now, let's also let you know this. We've already told people, if you look at your state's laws, Google is very good at not giving you information anymore. See, you used to be able to type in something in Google and you'll get the answer. Well, you can't get that anymore because if you look at your state's laws and you put as used in this chapter, the term operate does not include driving for non-commercial use. You'll see that you won't pull that up very easily. But if you do your research, you will see that every state in their traffic so-called code tells you that it does not include non-commercial driving. Yes, you can drive just like a person drove a horse and buggy. You can drive. You can travel. Congress has no authority under the law to affect your travel. Flying an airplane, that's a commercial airlines because it's going across one state line to the next state line. Congress has the authority to regulate commerce among the states. So it has the authority to regulate whether or not you can take a commercial airline. But what Congress cannot do is regulate your travel between the states for private use. Why? Because Congress only has the authority to, according to them, regulate commerce among the several states. That doesn't include you because they don't have the authority to regulate private commerce. So you can still be in commerce privately. They don't have the jurisdiction to control your private commerce, especially taking care of your necessities, household goods, consumer goods, and so forth. You're going to receive documentation to this effect. Now, many of you, some of you have been riding around with technically DMV property. Now, you're going to learn something right now, and I want you to pay attention because you couldn't have learned this anyplace else. Many of you are required, listen to the word, required to register your automobile with the Department of Motor Vehicles. What you don't realize is that the Department of Motor Vehicles is your registered agent. That's right. The Department of Motor Vehicles is your registered agent. So if something happens, they are told to notify the DMV, and the DMV notifies you, and you pay an annual fee for registration of your corporation and your corporation's properties. If you don't believe me, go back and look at the paperwork. Well, we are deregistering you from that agency. We're going to follow the rules, and we're going to help you do that. Now, we will do it with your permission if you will allow us. Now, then there's the thing about providing proof that your vehicle has coverage in case there is an accident. Well, ladies and gentlemen, many of you know that the liability coverage that is normally required is $15,000. You will have to pay for this separately. This is not, we don't cover this in the amount that you paid because we don't control it. This is done by a different company. But what's going to happen is many of you, and some of you already will have this, and we'll talk about it, but many of you pay annually and you pay every 6 months, and this particular coverage will cover you for 3 years, up to 3 years. No more monthlies, no more annuallys, up to 3 years is what this coverage will be for. And this coverage allows you, if you should so choose, to sue the DMV for not giving you your MSO. We will talk about that in the future. There are so many aspects. We were going to add a couple more things to the program, but we decided not to. And the reason why we decided not to add several more things to the program, we are going to add tax credits for those who document tax credits. In other words, we're not going to provide tax credits for you. We are going to show you a sample and example of the tax credits. You'll have to fill out the rest of the form. Each person's documents will be different. The amount will be different. We will tell you what items we need when the time comes. This process will not take a couple of days. This process will take anywhere from 3 to 6 months to complete. Sorry, it is a process. But in the meantime, if you want to get the coverage for the vehicle, you have whatever time you want to take, and you can get the coverage because it's For $250, it is $25,000 worth of coverage, and it lasts for 3 years. We'll fill you guys in more on that, okay? But let's see if you can go and pay $250 to get coverage for your vehicle in case there is damage, and also gives you the ability, if you should so choose, to sue the DMV for holding on to your title to your property. Remember, they just gave you a certificate. Look up the definition for certificate. Certificate is colorable title. Even the birth certificate is colorable title. By the way, the trust agreement also has the age of majority documentation, and it also documents the fact that your trust is exempt from taxation. So we will be covering all of these aspects over the next couple of weeks. We ask that you please sit back, enjoy the ride. We have a lot that we're going to be talking about. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video because I got to go to sleep, because it's going to be a long day. Got a lot of paperwork that we're doing. Okay. But I am very, 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 very impressed with the micro trust creation. And you'll find out more in the future. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.